My name is Jan Edwards and I will be your instructor tonight. We will be doing part 2 of FamilySearch. Last week I taught an overview of the whole site that pertained to this area, all the collections, and down here to labs and these different areas. Please feel free to go back and watch that recording and to click and see the different things that are available from FamilySearch. Rootonomy is not an affiliate. I am not an affiliate of FamilySearch. I just love the tools that they bring to us for free, and I know them well, and I hope you will be able to glean from what I teach you tonight. Tonight we will be talking about how to make this site work. It's big, there's a lot, and it's sometimes people are not real happy with the search outcome because they get too many results or they don't find what they're looking for. One of the key things, I'll go ahead and sign out so I can show you how to sign in. First of all, FamilySearch works best in the Google Chrome or Firefox browser. Internet Explorer is a weaker browser for this site. I do not know why. They do not advertise it, and I do not know why that either, but a lot of times when you're on Internet Explorer, you will just get a spinning, or you'll see the word oops a lot. Usually when I see that, it's because I'm in Internet Explorer and I need to jump over to Firefox. An important thing to do when you come onto FamilySearch is to sign in. If you are LDS, then you will sign in with your LDS username and password. If you're not, you'll create a FamilySearch account. Why do you want to do that? Any of the collections, you have to be logged in to see. It's a contract agreement from those who own the collections, and so they want to know how many people are looking at their collection, and so you have to do that. Also, it will allow you to use the family tree that has just come out for both LDS and non-LDS people. So you'll want to sign in. If you stay signed in for 2 weeks, make sure you're not using a public computer, as they would have access to the tree. So just go ahead and click on sign. This is a fun site. It will let you click on the word search, or it will also let you hit enter on your keyboard to go from place to place. Sorry about that. Little grandson has his own computer to call his grandmother. We will go ahead and talk a little bit also by signing in. It allows you to have a source box, and we'll cover that a little bit later on in the presentation. We're going to begin by bringing to your attention that a lot of sites will let you, are specific. If you typed in Augusta and you wanted to find that name, you better not type in an initial, you better not type in other things. If it's not been indexed that way, then you won't be able to search it. FamilySearch has a really unique search tool, and it allows you to type in whatever names you want. So if his name was William, but he went by Josh, you could type in William or Josh. You could type in William, Josh, and JC. You can type in many things, and it will allow you to get that done. So we're going to type in just for a view of that. Her name was Augusta Hulda Ernstine Oelke, and it was one name. And you can click on search. You can see that it will bring up these different names, Ernstine, Augusta, all the different areas that will bring those up with the search names. You can type in many names on this search engine, which is pretty clever. Let's go back to the home page. Anytime you see the tree, it's going to take you to the FamilySearch website. Even when next week when I teach FamilySearch Research Wiki, that tree when it's on Wiki will still take you back to this site. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud around here. My grandkids just got home and I can hear little pitty-patter feet. Hopefully you can't. Something that's important to do when you come to the FamilySearch site is to click on All Record Collections. You will see over here on the right-hand side it says that we have 1,430 collections. That doesn't sound like that massive of a collection that we have, but if you click on Records, you will see that the collections are huge. 892 million, 92 million, 69 million, 44 million. And remember, the browse image only collections are not counted in these. These are indexed records. If we want to see what's been updated, this was at was at 1424 yesterday, and today it's at 1430. If we click on last updated, it brings up the collections that were updated today. These browse image only collections, these are like ordering a film into your family history library. You don't have to pay for it, it's there immediately, but you have to look at it image by image. It doesn't have an index. That doesn't mean there's not an index at the beginning of the film, but it's not indexed as to the way that we are used to. You can see here there's an image. You can see here that there's records. That means it's either in the process of being indexed and is partly indexed or browse only, or that it is just that many records. You can see that there's a camera. That does not mean that you're always going to have access to the image. Some of the camera images lead you to an affiliate site like Ancestry or Fold3 or Find My Past. And if you have a subscription, then you can go right to it. The nice thing about it is if you don't have a subscription, you can go to your local Family History Center and view any of these images and print them for free. You would find your center by clicking on your Family Search Center and typing in your zip code area, and it will lead you to that, lead you to those things. So even though it has a camera, that means there's an image, but it doesn't mean it's going to be accessible from your home all the time. That's a little bit irritating because it's you kind of think it's going to be. Not the case. You can see that we have, let's go back to the home page. We'll click on all record collections again. You will see that they're alphabetized, but that doesn't mean they're alphabetized in country. We have Alabama here, but we go to Argentina. You can see that different things. When you see that there is Alabama census and numbers here, but no camera, that means it's an index only. When you see one that's got a camera and that means it's indexed with images. Once again, those images might have to be viewed at a Family History Center. If you don't, some of those images will take you to an affiliate site. The collections that are here, like Alabama, Madison County right here, a browse image only collection, those have the images, but they are not indexed. So that wonderful total of all these records, these huge ones are not included. Just a peek at one to show you the amount of records that are there. Let's click on Alabama, Jefferson County. So there's 283,698 images in that collection. Let's click on this browse image one. There's 382,735 images. So you can see that they're massive. Some of them are even bigger than that. These probates, 317,438 images. Massive collections. So you have to learn your collections. You have to learn what's there. You can see there's a little box down here. If you click that, it's going to bring up alphabetized, the ones that just have images. Hopefully you won't feel the need to do that because the ones that are not indexed, are just indexed and not images, are valuable as well. Always take the time, though, if it's possible, to get that film, to get that film and see the whole collection. We're going to start with, we'll start from the home page, but we'll move around. There's different titles here. You have your first name and last name. Most people have a tendency to come here and want to fill this all out. But sometimes it's too much information. You can see the little X that pops up. You can close those down. You can click on location and bring those different areas up. You can close that down. There's a new word that's been added recently. It's called type. And what they're trying to do is help people who are not as experienced with online research or even genealogy at all. They're wanting to help them break down so it's not so overwhelming. So you could click you were just looking for marriages, or you could click you were looking for births and marriages, and you have to click again to get rid of those. You can see the value of that for many people. So let's say that we wanted a death, and we wanted to put in the name of Odin. Now it's going to search all those collections except for the browse image only collections. Those are not searchable by index. And it's going to bring up 64,022. That's kind of a lot. So I could go down here and I could add a birthplace as Ohio. That's called filtering. And now we're down to 5,609. And maybe I know his name is Levin. and that's down to 706. Let's go ahead and go into this Ohio collection. This is so funny because this class is not 1 ounce like the last class I just taught. Pretty funny. I knew it happened because I don't use notes. This is a great collection. This is the 1908 to 1953 death records for Ohio. You can see this is the index. This has been indexed. This is what's being gleaned from it. If you're keeping track of this in your database where you got the source, this information down here, the citing this source is very important. This tells a person like me, if I was helping you, where you got that information. You can also go up to the source box. This is my people and I want to save them. You can click on that down arrow and I can add that to my source box and say OK. Then I can go to my source box and I can see the record that I just saved there. Well, maybe I want to save that in my Odin file. You can build new files. This is pretty clever. You can build a new file for every name. You can build a surname file. You can do any of those things. But I'll just click on that box and move it. You notice the move became clickable, and move it to the Odin line. And now you can see if I go over to Odin, now my record is there. If I click one time, it brings up some options. View, copy, remove, and attach to. I haven't figured out the attach to. This is brand new. This attaching is pretty new, and I haven't played with that. If I click on the URL, it takes me right back to where I had looked. Now you can see that there's an image right there. And let's click it. And we actually have the certificate. Over here on the right-hand side is a drag bar. You can make it bigger. You can also, some of the computer systems will let you just click with your mouse and blow it up. And there's so much more information added on the actual census. You can see that she had cancer, carcinoma, and you can see it gives the father and where he was born, the mother and where she was born. It gives the informant. It gives the burial place. It gives the burial date. It gives this one actually gives the husband that she was widowed, so that tells us that that was her husband, but he's dead. The full birthplace. So much more is on the actual record. Let's close that down and go back.